last week we had a very fantastic time. I was privileged to be joined on set here with my dad, who's a marriage counselor. He's been a marriage counselor for over 40 years. I was born into this thing. So someone told me, no wonder you have the grace for what you do. Well, yeah, there's that part, to it. I tapped from a proper source, but it's a passion that I have come to own and accept by myself, So my dad was with us and he shared some really wonderful and practical things, and someone was sharing with me. In fact, I got a lot of feedback also on that. Someone was sharing with me, so much wisdom. Oh my God. He's so gentle. He's so cool. Yeah, that's my dad. Great guy. All right. So he shared with us. If you want to know what he said, please go to the video for last week. It's online. It's on Mixlr. It's on Instagram. It's on YouTube. You're going to find it all there. All right. So on the last Wednesday of every month, we usually would do our question and answer session. Okay, we do that on the last Wednesday of every month, and that's what we're doing today. So a couple of questions came in. In fact, most of the questions I got kind of influenced, a post I made out on my broadcast earlier today. And in my broadcast, I asked the question, what do ladies really want? Okay, and I asked that because somehow the most of the questions that came in kind of centered around that kind of conversation. Okay, so what do ladies really want? What do ladies really want? What do they want? What do you people want? And a couple of persons replied me, on WhatsApp. Some said, all we want is money. Some said, all we want is peace. Some said, all we want is peace and money. Some said, all we want is somebody to take care of us, Okay, all valid. Okay, anyway, so I put up another post on my status this time. And what I shared there was that it was a picture that said that a lady meets a guy who is gorgeous, friendly, mature, everything she wanted. Great, cool guy. And then she tells him, I just like you as a friend. You see, so you're wondering, sister, what exactly do you want? Because 1 minute you're praying, God, give me a God-fearing guy. I want a man who is, I want the holiness of Papa Deboye. I want a psalmist like what's his name? Nathaniel Bassey, like Dunson, But Lord, as you're giving me these qualities, I want him to be a guy man like, what the guy man in home video? Like Jim Ike. I want Ramsey Noah, or you just want one bad guy, but in a Holy Ghost skin, and it makes me laugh sometimes when I hear those things, and I ask, what exactly is important to you? Okay, what exactly is important to you? Yes, you want a Christian guy. Yes, you want a guy who is family oriented. Yes, you want a guy who genuinely cares about you. Yes, you want a guy who you will be rest assured is committed to the relationship. However, you want him to have a bit of bad boy in him. And I'm asking, you see, many times it's hard to find that mix that you want. You see, I want that great church guy filled with the Holy Ghost, blasting tongues, but he's also very good on bed. And you're wondering, hey, how are you guys going to, how are you mixing the two? Do you understand? What exactly are we saying? You need to really be sure what your values are, what exactly you want. Yes, thank you. Someone says, happy to be here tonight. Thank you, Lord Kemi. I'm so excited you're here too. We're excited to have you here tonight also. All right. So, like I was saying, ladies, what exactly do you want? And like I said, I'm only taking this because most of the questions that came in bothered around this kind of conversation. Okay, so if it's a God-fearing man you want, you need to know the kind of qualities that come with a God-fearing man. And then you need to also know that some of those extra things you want, some of them can be learned in the marriage. You see, but this is a challenge that both genders face, not just ladies, guys too. You want somebody who is everything you have imagined at once. Can't you see why you're not yet married? Possibly. Because you're not going to find that package. And even if you find it, before long, you discover that something was missing. You see, they want somebody who is already packaged, who is already made. Oh, recently I saw the beautiful wedding of the Nollywood star. What's her name now? Just jumped off my head. Rita Dominic. Beautiful wedding in London. Beautiful wedding, beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful. And somebody said to me, oh my God, this girl has caused more problems for Instagram babes because they are going to be putting unnecessary pressure on their guys to deliver that kind of wedding. You see, problem. Now, that was a beautiful wedding by all means. Okay, yeah, she's waited this long. She was, I think, 46 or so, before getting married, and then it happened in grand style. That's beautiful. Okay, that does not become a template for all of you. You say, I've waited this long. I'm a virgin at 30, at 35. My husband must be the richest man in the world. It doesn't follow. It doesn't follow. As a matter of fact, I spoke with someone one day. I said, listen, he might not be all of this now, but what if in the next 5 years, when you stay faithful and committed to him and you guys build together, what if in the next 5 years he's a multi-millionaire in any currency? Okay, why can't you wait and see that future together? Why do you think it must come now? That is one of the challenges young people face. Listen to me. Some of those things you want can be developed in the marriage. Okay, somebody said there, you want born again sister, but with olosho vibes. You see, that's confusion. What exactly do you want? Okay, so please, if there's a young lady close to you, ask her what exactly do you want. And if there's a young guy close to you, ask him, young man, what exactly do you want? Okay, it's about time you answer that question for yourself. What exactly do you want? Is it this or that? Don't get a mix of both, and besides, that kind of mix you're looking for, you can find eventually when you take the decision to settle with one person in marriage. Okay? Don't be looking for all of those things before you get married. You need to be very clear on what is important to you. You need to be very clear on what exactly you're looking for. All right. And then, be true to yourself, like I always say. So again, ladies, what do you want? Guys, what exactly do you want? Okay. And by the way, if any of you have any questions, feel free to drop it here in the comments so that we can take it alongside. All right. Now, something else happened this week that kind of still buttresses the point I was just making. Yeah, someone says perspective changes with what people really want with maturity. Now, that is such an excellent point. Thank you, Lola Day, for sharing that. That's such an excellent point. You see, and I'm trying not to preempt myself because next month I'm going to be sharing something really fantastic with you guys. Let me just let it out of the bag. Next month, I'm going to be sharing on what I call, okay, I've not perfected the coinage, but this is the concept. Trusting God for your spouse. All right. Trusting God for your spouse. Now, I've not perfected the coinage. It may come out separately, but the concept of what I'm going to be sharing with you guys is the fact that you need to learn that some things about life, in fact, you can't know everything about your life right now. I mean, you're a man, you're human. Do you understand? There is a lot that you don't know. So when you rely solely on what you know to take decisions, you are limited. Because you can't see beyond your nose. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The person you think does not make any sense now, tomorrow might come out and it's just that person you wish you had gotten married to. I mean, young guys can attest to this. There's some girls in your class in primary school, in secondary school, even in the university, that didn't look like they were cool babes. And then you saw them 5 years after you guys graduated and you were like, oh my God, where did all of this shape come out from? Man, how did this girl just transform like this? What has happened here? Perhaps that time in school, she was trying to be your friend, pushing you up and down. You're pushing her away because she didn't look woke. She didn't look like, a correct girl. And then now you see her several years later and you're like, oh my God, how did I miss this? You see, what I'm trying to say is that there is a lot that meets the eye. There's a lot that you don't know. You cannot trust such an important decision like this to only the physical and human indices. Okay, there is a lot you'll be missing out. But let me save that for next week and next month because we'll be sharing some more about trusting God to help you find your spouse or to lead you to your spouse. Okay, so thank you very much for that point, Ololade, because the truth is perspective changes many times. So what we try to do here is to try to serve you with what could form principles, of foundational things that you're looking for, foundational things. Okay. With those principles, you can't go wrong. Principles are universally accepted. They are true here. They are true there. They are correct today. They are correct tomorrow. Okay. Facts may change. Facts may change, but truths remain. Okay. Let me say that again. Facts may change, but truth remains. All right. Today is Wednesday. That is what it is. That's a fact. Okay. But by tomorrow, today will not be Wednesday anymore. By tomorrow, today will be Thursday. Do you understand? So your age today, that is true. All right. It's a fact. But by next year, that is going to change, okay? But what can be an underlying truth there is that every year you add a year to your years, and that is a truth, because so long as you're alive, every year you're going to be getting older. I hope somebody understands what I'm saying, okay? So what we're trying to do is to set you on rock solid principles that you can build on, that you are sure that if I am following this wisdom, okay, I stand more chances to get it right in my relationship. That's what we're saying. All right. So let me stop there and talk about the next question. Now, something happened this week, different chats with different people in different places, and two different guys shared with me how that somehow the lady that they were hoping to get married to, the relationship didn't work because they discovered that the lady was seeing someone else, in some cases was already getting married to, getting ready to get married to somebody else. And then, the funny thing is, you're in a relationship with this person. In your mind, this is the person you're in a relationship with. This is your partner. And then somewhere down the line, you find out that this person you think is your own, all right, is equally in a relationship with somebody else. And they're probably even more serious than what you are doing with her. And these two guys, of course, were devastated, and it was quite a terrible experience, and I can understand that, because, love is that experience that makes you vulnerable. Okay, so when you say you're in love with somebody or you love somebody, it makes you vulnerable. No other person can hurt you like that person will, okay? Because no other person has been given such an entry into your heart. You've not committed that most delicate part of your life to any other person. So yes, it can be really hurtful, when someone you think you're in a relationship with, jilts you and you'd find out that she's seeing someone else. But you see, it bothered me how that in this generation, it tends to look like values don't mean anything anymore. It tends to look like young people don't even really care about values anymore. Certain things used to be somewhat sacrilegious, and certain things were forbidden. There's certain things that you won't typically hear that a lady is doing. But now it seems that it is. Ladies are competing with guys on who can be a better player, who can be more faithful in the relationship, who is more woke, who is more guy man, so the ladies feel like, yeah, it's just fine to not respect ourselves and our bodies anymore, to not have principles anymore, to just you're dating a guy, sleep with his friends, and it doesn't mean anything to you. I mean, those days used to mention those kind of things only around guys, because it was thought that guys were the more, as it were, crazy, species. But it's unfortunate that we're beginning to see these things. And I'm not excusing it among guys either, but I'm just saying that young people, we need to be aware that there is a lot of decadence going on morally. And unfortunately, the access to information in this age more than ever via the internet and social media has made things worse. All right. One of the biggest things in the world today is sex. Sex is promoted everywhere, on every platform, almost in every secular content. And it's almost difficult, if not impossible, to avoid, sexually suggestive content. Okay. Now, what that is doing to society is that it is making young people believe that it is just okay to be a sexually active person with anybody. It doesn't really matter. I mean, after all, you're just a human, you can't help yourself. Many believers even preach to me and tell me stuff like, God will forgive you. You're just a human being. You can't help it. So what's the big deal? And it's a terrible thing because it's affecting the family system a lot. It's the foundation for a lot of heartbreak, a lot of terrible issues that we find in the home front today. Why? Because father and mother, or husband and wife, lacked moral integrity in the course of their relationship, and they carried that same behavior into the marriage, and they couldn't keep the marriage together. Why? Because integrity was missing. Okay, there was no trust because of certain things that they had not dealt with as single people. Listen to me, let me share something with you. It is true that when you do what's wrong, God will forgive you. It's true that when you sin, God will forgive you if you ask for forgiveness. Yes, that is true. Very true. Okay, scripture says that even when we are unfaithful, He remains faithful. Do you understand that? But what you also need to understand is that you see, there are certain things that could happen to you that the forgiveness of God will not necessarily take away from you. For example, if you are sexually involved outside of marriage and you get pregnant and you ask for forgiveness, yes, God will forgive you. Does that mean you will become unpregnant? No. The baby is going to be there. You're going to have to deal with the consequences of having a baby you are not prepared for, having the possibility of the man denying that baby, facing all the shame and, society ostracizing you and all of those kind of things. It dents your entire life trajectory because, you're probably going at a pace, you were probably in college or something, and now you probably have to stay away from school for a while. You probably miss 1 year or two, probably affected your job. There's a lot of changes that it brings into your life, changes that you were not prepared for. All right. Did God forgive you? Oh, yes, He forgave you. But what about the other things that impact on you? So that's why you need to understand that when God tells you not to do certain things, it is because of the possible impact it will have on you. Not just on your faith, but on your life as a person. God is concerned about your life. That's why the Bible says He has given us all things that pertain to life and godliness. God is concerned about your life. You see, but some people think it's only godliness that He's concerned about. No, He's concerned about your life. He wants you to live in health. But if you live a careless life and you have a health breakdown, you see, now you're going to be looking for miracles everywhere. Meanwhile, God blessed you with the best miracle from the beginning of sound health, which He just needed you to manage properly. I hope somebody understands what I'm saying. So when we tell people to desist from bad behavior, you're not doing God a favor when you do that. You're doing yourself a favor because you will save yourself from a lot of complications and a lot of embarrassment. All right, so let me just move on from that. So I just want to say this to those people who feel like they're at liberty to be making marital commitments with one person, yet they are seeing somebody else. At the end of the day, you're setting yourself up for a big heartbreak. You're setting yourself up for a big disappointment. You're sowing a kind of seed that when it harvests, you would not like it. You may be the one serving someone else a heartbreak today, but you know what? You are sowing a seed, and that seed you're sowing, you will reap. Okay, you will reap. Okay, you might not reap it before your marriage, you may reap it after the marriage, in your marriage. All right, after the wedding, and and then you start feeling like, oh, somebody they've sworn for me. No, nobody had to swear for you. You actually did that by yourself, for yourself, when you were sowing seeds of unfaithfulness, distrust, and heartbreak in other people's lives. Okay, another reason why some ladies do that is because there's a kind of guy they want in their head. That kind of guy is not asking them out. Perhaps there's one they're still following up, but the guy never agree finished. You understand? So while they're hoping that one will agree, the ones that are here that are preaching to them morning and afternoon and night, this one is serious, but he doesn't have those kind of qualities. So let me manage him. Let me hold him first. Let me not lose him. Oh yeah, he's a cool guy, but he doesn't have money. He's a great guy, but he doesn't have money, man. At my age, I want somebody that can take care of me, that can pamper me. So this good boy, I will hold you first, but there's a guy man that I'm hoping, there's one Yahoo boy that I'm hoping will enter my radar. Do you understand? No problem. Now, you'll be holding good boy and leading him on and making him believe that you people are in a relationship. You will even be talking married to him. But in your heart of hearts, you are hoping that your dream man per se would reach out to you. And that affects your commitment to this relationship. That even affects you being able to see the value that this person is bringing into the relationship. So what happens most times is that you're trying to hold both sides. And at the end of the day, when that one that you really want, shows up, you will abandon this one and go for that. Meanwhile, from the beginning, you should have just made it clear that, hey, you know what, I like you, but I'm not for a relationship. I'm not, this is not going to become a relationship. Just make it clear to them. Okay, let them move on. Don't tell them I'm thinking about it. Don't string them on. And at the end of the day, you leave them dry and hanging. Okay, that's bad. Like I said, you're sowing a seed and, it may come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together and running over. All right. So please, don't be carnal in your search for your life partner. All right. Let God lead you. I'll share more of this next month, in the month of December, and I hope that it will just be that thing that somebody has been looking for. Trust God to lead you, and he definitely can. All right. And he will. All right. Now, there was another question that came in. Somebody asked me that, what does it mean to be over-selective? Okay. What does it mean to be over-selective? Okay, now, what I believe that means is that situation where you have your strict conditions for your spouse. He has to be 6 feet. Anything less than 6 feet, I can't date a guy who's not, 6 feet tall. He has to have chocolate complexion, a little bit of light and brown, mixed together. You have the proportion of the mixture. It has to be that type. The 6 packs have to, you just have all manner of funny conditions and specifications as though you're going to custom make this human being. Okay. You say, no, I like her to be slim, but make the waist not too slim. That's how I want the boobs to be. It has to stand, face this eye. What are you really doing? You're just describing things that you saw in a movie or in a picture, or, come on. And then when you don't get it just the way you want it, you say you've not yet found the one you're looking for. That's a dangerous thing to do. That's what I believe it means to be over-selective. When you insist that it has to be your spec or nothing else. There was an example I heard Dr. Kingsley Okonkwo give in one of his services. He said, if you're looking for a house and you tell the agent, let me just use my own words, I can't really remember all the way he put it, but you tell the agent, okay, I want a 5-bedroom apartment by the beachfront. I need it to have 7 palm trees to the right, 7 palm trees to the left, a swimming pool at the left back corner. And I want it to have a helipad somewhere by this right side. And then I want it to have 5 balconies, What are the chances that you're really going to get that kind of house, that kind that you're describing? What are the chances you will get it? Your chances are really slim, I must say. Your chances are slim that you will get that exact description that you're looking for. But if you just said, I need a house by the beachside, it's easy to go and look for any house to let by the beach. And then when you see that, you start thinking of how, okay, I can plant some palm trees here, I can put a swimming pool there, I can make it like this, I can raise it like that, I can convert this place like this. When you find it, you can start putting all of those other things you wanted in it. But when you set out from the beginning and say it must be exactly like this or nothing, you are most likely not going to find what you are looking for. This might just be the deliverance somebody needs right now. You need to get off your high horse and off that confusing thing you call your spec and get back to reality. What you're looking for is not in the market. It's not available. All right. You have to take note that you have to build your spouse into the person you want them to be, whether girl or guy. Okay. You would have to build your spouse into the kind of person you want them to be. All right. Auntie that wants rich man, calm down. Why can't you be a rich woman? Why can't you marry him and both of you bring in all the wisdom and all the grace in your life and both of you build your empire together? Why do you want an already made man? Why do you think you should be an item off his purchase list? Is that really how you value yourself? Do you think that's going to solve all your problems? Do you get what I'm saying? You see, and that man who's looking for that picture perfect lady, hey, it doesn't happen that way. You may find that one and she's everybody's wife because she's a public material, perhaps. Is that what you really want? So my point is, I'm not saying that all beautiful girls are promiscuous. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that sometimes the kind of things you are looking for are only found in people that are for sale. They are the ones that have sometimes that kind of touch that you're looking for. You see, so you need to actually be able to tone down on some of these things. And again, like I emphasize, know what is most important to you. If all your spec for life partner are external, hear me authoritatively, you are on the path of a mistake. It is loading and it is rushing towards you. If all you are looking for are external, listen, I'm not swearing at you. I'm not cursing at anybody. I'm telling you that the chances that you're going to get it wrong are very high. Why? Because even death traps many times are disguised as attractive materials. When you want to poison rat in your house, do you put there poison beware? Don't you put a beautiful piece of fish with scent, self, but you put poison there so that the rat will come and chop it and die. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see, so sometimes even those beautiful things can be traps. Have you not heard of people who've been served letter bombs or bombs in a gift pack? It looks beautiful, but when you open it, what happens? It's the end of that person's life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you cannot allow yourself to be misled or to be led just by externalities. You have to be wiser. You have to be smarter than that. You need to know that externalities can deceive you. Even the Bible says beauty fades away with time. Do you understand? It fades away. Wealth can develop wings and fly away. So if you say he has money now, he's driving Range Rover now, and that is why you decided to marry him against the one who is driving one 1999 Honda Accord and is using it to see front and working diligently, working very hard, and then you see 121-year-old pulling a Range Rover, you don't bloody care where he got it from, but oh wow, he has a fine car and then I want to marry him. Can't you just see that your problem is loading? Can't you see it? And what's coming to you is coming very, very strong. Because that's a very wrong foundation to get into a relationship. How did I even get into all of this? Okay, yes, talking about being over-selective. So please, you need to know that your specifications should be advised by principles of spirituality, character, morality, before anything external. Those are the more important things. Listen to me. When you get married, you will discover that life will throw you all kinds of challenges. You need somebody who is strong enough to go through those challenges with you. Even the process of having a child can be challenging for some people. You need that person who's not going to give up on you and tell you something is definitely wrong with you. It's because of you. It's because of you that we don't have children, and then the man starts pointing fingers at the lady or the lady starts pointing finger at the man, and before you know it, there's pressure mounting from left, right, center. That girl, there's something wrong with her. You need a second wife, or they're telling you that man, there's something wrong with him. You need to leave him. He can't give you a child. Do you understand? So there will be pressure. That's what I'm saying. There will be issues. There will be challenges from the minute you get married. You guys are going to have to start taking certain decisions. How do we spend on this? I want to do this. This one says I want to do that. I want to go here for vacation. This one says no, I want to enroll for a master's degree. I want to enroll for a PhD. This one says no, we need to go and so there are going to be those differences. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to be sure that the person you're getting into this thing called marriage with is somebody with whom you guys share a level of unity in vision, in purpose, in spirituality, and in character. Those are more worthy things to look out for than your list. I shared one time of a lady who said she has a list of 50 qualities that the man must have. 50 or nothing. If it's not all of these qualities, no way she's not getting married to him. And that's quite a pity. Because when you turn that list around and start asking her, of all of these 50 qualities, how many of them do you have? You'll be shocked at what you will find out. You'll be shocked. She doesn't even have those qualities she's looking for. You see? So, don't be over-selective. Don't be over-selective. If this person meets the basic conditions, please stay there and remove your eyes from others. When you decide to get into a marital relationship with somebody, honor that decision. trust that decision and take your eyes off the streets. Take your eyes off the streets. That is a big problem so many people are facing. You have somebody serious, but you're still looking out in case I see another one. Before I go far with this one, make I see another one so that I drop this one. You see, and there's something interesting about relationship. Before you get into a relationship with this person, she's everything you want. Oh my God, this girl is so perfect. Oh, this guy is just a perfect gentleman. He's everything I want. When you get into the relationship with him, you will now discover those things that you don't like that are there. Many times, if you don't have proper sense, those 1-2 things that you are discovering that you don't like, you will allow them overshadow the 10 other things that you like about him. And then you start looking for other people outside that have those 2 things, those 2 areas where this person is deficient. Okay, I'm so sorry for you. Because what will happen is you will now find that person that has those 2 qualities where this one is deficient and say, hey, this is now the real one that I'm looking for. Then you go after that one. And shockingly, those 2 things you found are the only things this one has. The other 10 qualities that this one has, he doesn't have it. And then you're now wondering, I was deceived. Oh, what should I do now? Let me go back to that one and say, I'm sorry. No way, that one has moved on. He was too heartbroken. He's not taking you back. You say, no, this one is just fake. I can't deal with this one. I need another one who will now have these 2 qualities and those 8 qualities I was looking for in the other one so that I can join it together and have 10. And guess what? The next person you will see, we have 5. The next one you will see, we have 4. The one that we try, we have 7. You say, let me rush that one. He will tell you, I'm getting married next month. You say, the good ones are taken. You see, frustration everywhere. Why? Because your eyes are looking on the wrong things. Your eyes are looking on the wrong things. There is no guy nowhere who is everything you want. Even if he is, you will find out inside the marriage. Not before you got married. Not before you got married. There's no lady out there who is everything you want. Even if she is, like I said, you will find out in the marriage, because that's where a lot more virtues are going to be revealed. That's where you see things you never saw during your dating stages. That's why you see things and you just be like, oh wow, I'm so grateful to God that I found this guy or that I found this girl. Do you understand? Because even beyond what you think you know or what you were looking for, you will find other qualities there. All right. So, no matter how you know your girlfriend's behavior, when she gets pregnant as a wife, you will find 1 or 2 other things that were not there in the beginning. That's a word of wisdom for somebody. So if you are taking all your decisions simply based on what she looks like as a single lady, when she's now married to you and you've done your work and the Lord has blessed you and changes start happening physically, emotionally, psychologically, when those changes start coming, then you ask yourself again whether is this what I was looking for? All right. Lolade said everyone has flaws. Yeah, no one is perfect. Know this and know peace. That's punchline. That's a good place to nail this conversation. All right. So let me move on to the next point. So this one was a point I saw in one of the relationship coaches I follow. I saw him make this post. He said a guy called off his wedding 1 week to the day because the lady went to her ex-boyfriend's house, 2 weeks ago. So it was 1 week to the wedding, and then guy finds out that his girlfriend or fiancé, the girl he wants to marry, basically went to see her ex, 2 weeks ago, and the guy canceled the wedding, and babe says, oh no, there was nothing wrong there. It was a no strings attached kind of visit. You see, I need somebody to tell me what could have been wrong with this kind of thing, really. Perhaps I should hear 1 or 2 persons comment, what do you think could have been wrong with this kind of behavior? Where you have a person you're about to get married to, but you had a harmless visit to your ex-boyfriend. We don't know the details. This is just what was published. All right. So what could be wrong with this? What does anybody think? What could be wrong? What could be wrong with that? If you're the guy, would you tolerate it? If you're the girl, would you tolerate it? Okay. So while I'm waiting for the comments, let me take that again. A guy calls up the wedding 1 week to the wedding because he found out that his girlfriend, the lady he wants to get married to, visited her ex. Yeah, someone says so many questions to ask. Yeah, ask some of the questions. Let's hear them. You can drop them one by one. Okay. Someone says, did she inform the present guy? Okay. Did she inform her husband that, the ex is still in the picture? Okay. Good question. Okay. So, yeah, you can keep asking more questions. So was the guy aware? Which of the guys are you talking about? The ex or the one that she wants to marry? Which one exactly are you talking about? Okay. And aware of what? Wahala. Wahalex. I'm how to pronounce that one. All right. So what could be wrong here? You see, there's something called boundaries in a relationship. There's something called boundaries. Boundaries in a relationship. Did she go with someone? If she went with someone, I'm sure there won't be a problem there, because at least the fact that there's someone with you reduces the chances of something happening, right? You see? Okay. Lolade says, I'm not condoning what she did, but if it was the other way around, would she call off the wedding too? Very good question. And that will lead me to a point that, let me just make this point so I don't forget it. You see, many men have this idea that they are the ones to misbehave in the relationship and marriage. It's okay. I'm a guy. Come on. You can't stop me from going where I want to go. You can't stop me from seeing other girls. What's wrong with you? I can do anything I want, but you don't try it. Don't try it as a girl. And it's something about our traditions and culture that make it look like the woman is less than the man, is at the service of the man. She doesn't have a say. She doesn't have an opinion. She can't speak to her husband. She can't ask him questions. He's not accountable to her. He's just the man of the house and the king of the jungle, and you can do nothing but obey and submit. Okay, and that's a very misleading opinion. Okay, and I still see that a lot in some young people of today. They say, no, I can cheat, but she shouldn't cheat. What's wrong with her? How can she be cheating? I mean, I'm a guy. I can cheat. It doesn't mean anything to me. I can sleep with anybody, and there's no strings attached. But why should she be sleeping with other people? But if it's wrong for her to do it, then it's equally wrong for you to do it. Okay, there's nowhere where sexual infidelity is okay for one gender and not okay for the other. Do you understand it? So yeah, that's a very good question you asked there. Well, would the lady call it off if it was the guy who did it? Well, she has a right to if she wants. Okay, but so let me see if there's any other comment before I just say the things I want to say. Okay, so now back to the lady. Yeah, greed, not necessarily monetary. It could have been sexual. Yeah. She shouldn't have visited the ex. Many people would jump into ships and marriages without considering communication, trust, and compatibility and compromise. That's so true. Thank you for that comment. Yeah. Okay. So I was speaking about boundaries. There are certain things you shouldn't do when you're now in a committed relationship. Okay. There are people in your life you have to deliberately cut off. Read my lips. There are people in your life that you have to deliberately cut off when you are in a committed relationship. Chief on that list, top on that list, are your exes or ex, however plenty they are. You have to cut them off your regular contact or visitation list. You have to put regulation around your communication with them. Especially if it was a sexually active relationship. You can't say you're committed to someone you want to get married to and you're still keeping very close tabs with other people that you've been sexually active with. Because it's just a matter of time. Those old flames will come alive again. And then what about the trust element? How do you want your spouse to feel knowing that, oh no, it's just okay. Yeah, you can go visit him, just spend the weekend there. Nothing will happen. It's just good and fine. It's okay. How would you feel when you hear that the person you want to get married to is still chilling with the ex and tell you he's harmless? How would you feel? Why do you want him to believe he's harmless? I And you know one major reason why it will be hard to believe is if you and this guy in this current relationship are sexually active. In fact, if you people met day one and slept with each other that same day, how do you want him to trust that you are not sleeping with other people? How? You met in the club, got high, ended up in the hotel room. It was a good night in your own terms. And you guys kept on talking with each other. Had one or two other hookups here and there. I mean, it was just mad, man. This guy is just so much fun, you know. And then, okay, let's get married. Then, when it's time to get married, that's when you remember that, wait, oh, this one that day one that we saw, we were already getting down. How am I sure he is not getting down with other ladies? After all, he has still been going to club other days without me. The other day, he didn't come back home. How am I sure he didn't book that same hotel? The same thing with the guy. You see her hug somebody one day and you're wondering, why did she hug him like that? Has she slept with him also? You see, you start imagining all kinds of things. Why? Because you have already set the foundation for infidelity and distrust in your home. So you see, this is another area where God can forgive you, yes, but you are living with the consequences in your mind every day of your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, God has forgiven you. Yes, but you don't trust your spouse. Is it God that will come and help you to trust your spouse? Now, you always want to see who he's chatting with because you know the kind of useless chats both of you were having when he was in his former relationship that you took over from the girl that was there. So now that he's chatting with other people, you're wondering, is another person trying to get into his DM? Can't you see how it happens? The same things that you did, you now be scared that someone else is doing to your man, or that your man is doing, to you with somebody else. You see how these things work, right? Anyway, so I was speaking about boundaries. There must be boundaries in your relationship. If you are now seeing somebody new, let old things be passed away. Cut off from those people whom you could be tempted to just go and calm down with once. Cut off from those environments. If there's a particular show you guys used to go for together, and after that show you all just naturally just hung out and spent the night together, stop going to that place. Stop going to where you see those kind of people or that kind of person that makes you want to do those things that you have gotten out of. You see? So there must be boundaries. So in this case, I'm sure there were no proper boundaries in the relationship. Lady was having somebody she was going to get married to, but she was still cool going frolicking with the ex. Whether or not anything happened, we leave her to her conscience and to God. But Oga has his own level of insecurities and he's not sure what exactly is going on here. And he says, I'm not doing again. But let me even ask that young man. I believe there are several other reasons why he's not doing again. It's not because of what he just found out. No, it's not. Do you know one funny thing? Guys who are the sexually active guys who have no fidelity to their partners are the ones who first tell you that I want a woman who will not cheat on me. No way. No way. I can't take it. If she cheats on me, that's the end of the relationship. And they'll be telling you with very serious face, I can't take it. No. But you can serve it to your lady, but you cannot take it. Can't you just see the injustice? Can't you just see that it doesn't work that way? If you don't like it, then don't do it. I'll say it again. If you don't want it in your relationship, then don't do it. Don't bring it on. If you don't want her to cheat on you, then you don't cheat in your relationship. All right, so there should be boundaries, yeah? There should be boundaries. But like I said, there must be other reasons why that guy is calling off that wedding just now. It's not just because of what happened. No. It's not just because of that. There must be other reasons. Okay. And if you check, maybe he himself is already scoping somebody else and wishing that, oh, I wish I saw that one before I saw my wife. And ladies, let me warn you. If you hear men tell you that line, that Playboy line, if I had seen you before I saw my wife, oh, you are better than her. Oh, it's you I would have married. He wants to sleep with you. Forget about it. Forget any other thing they're telling you. He wants to sleep with you. You're not that important in his life. It's a lie. It's a lie. If he marries you, he will tell this story to another girl that he will see. if I had seen you before I saw this, my wife. This my wife, useless woman. She can't even dress well. Look at her. It's scope. All right. So don't be deceived. 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 Now let me say this so I don't forget it. It's like I didn't manage my time well. Though. I still have other questions. Try. What should I do? Somebody's laughing. Hey, what should I do now? I have 5 minutes. Let me take this question. Someone said, I already have a child. Should I tell my fiancé? That's a guy asking, should I tell the lady I want to get married to that I already have a child, from another lady? Yes, you should tell her. Yes, you should. Yes, don't build your relationship and marriage on falsehood. And I see this happen a lot too. A lot of guys are lying to the lady they want to get married to. How do you people even do this thing in this generation? She's the one you want to get married to, and you are lying to her. She must not know what you earn. She must not really know your sources of income. She must not know how many bank accounts you have. She mustn't know certain people in your life. Of course, she mustn't know your password to your phone. How can she have your password to your phone? No way, God forbid. But she has access to your body, but she doesn't have access to your phone. Can you see what kind of problem you guys are creating for yourselves? So, if you have a child, let your partner know. They are the ones you want to get married to. Let them know. Let them decide whether or not they want to stay in that relationship. Don't serve them that unpleasant surprise in marriage. And I discover that I forgot to tell you there's one thing I posted one time. Somebody said, why did you tell me that you're already married with 3 children? The man said, I forgot. How can you forget that kind of thing? You need to talk about it. If you have a child, you need to let her know. Same thing applies, lady, you need to let him know, hey, I have a child. Don't just let them know you have a child. Let them know the circumstances. Let them know the father, mother, or whoever. Let them know everything that they need to know about that situation, because it's a very important thing. I have seen a number of marriages end simply because wife finds out along the line that husband has another family outside, husband has another child outside, or husband finds out that wife has other children outside. Or husband finds out that his child is not his own. Paternity test is becoming a thing a lot these days. And many men are in for a lot of shockers. What people are finding out, they cannot believe it. I saw a post again last week or this week where somebody said that a guy got married to a lady, but before she got married, she went to see her ex. Ex claims that this baby is my baby. It looks like me. Husband says, what kind of nonsense is that? This is my baby. How dare you talk like that? Ex says, oh yeah, let's go and do paternity test. Ex and husband go and do paternity test. Result came out. None of them are responsible for that child. Things are happening, but please deliver yourself from this sinful and wicked world. Don't be a part of the negative statistics. Let wisdom guide your life. Let the fear of God, let the principles and wisdom of God guide your life. Okay, there is a reason for it. God says he will preserve, for wisdom will preserve your life and give you length of days. That's what wisdom will do to you. But without wisdom, you will cut short your life by your own self. Okay, I'll have to stop here because of time. There are a few more questions I thought I'll be able to treat, but please, apply your heart to wisdom. Watch these sessions. Watch all our sessions if you can. Go on YouTube. We'll have them there. Watch them. Share them with other people. Let other people join and hear things that would save their lives, that will help them make the right decisions. If you need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to me. Drop a message on our DM and we will reach out to you. We are glad to share with people who need help. We are glad to do so. All right. So we'll have to stop here for now. Something beautiful is happening next month. As a matter of fact, I'll be launching my first ebook next month. It's going to be beautiful and I'm going to be giving it out for free to a lot of people. And then maybe from January, people start paying for it. But for the month of December, marking our first year anniversary in Love Code with Maisie, that book is going to go out for free. All right. God bless you. If it's been a good time, please do well to drop a comment. What things you learned, how the session was a blessing to you, and please share it with other people. Let them also join and be blessed. All right. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of the day, rest of the night, wherever you are. And welcome to December.